Hi, Rasa.
Hey, Dad.
How you doing?
Good.
Are you ready to know everything?
I am ready to know everything.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Today, I want to share with you a perspective on life that blew my mind when it first occurred to me, and it's something I've returned to many times since.
Okay, what is it?
Well, it all happened about 10, 15 years ago.
Wow, that's a long time ago. How old were you? Let's see, you'd be 30.
I was 30 years old. I was visiting Grandma and Grandpa in their apartment on the 20th floor of a big apartment building in Chicago. And I was getting up early to go home and catch my airplane to the airport. And I looked out the window, and where they live in Chicago, they have this amazing view of Lake Michigan. And Chicago is famous for having this highway that runs right along the lake. And the highway is called Lakeshore Drive. And it was 5 a.m, and I looked out the window.
Wait. You were awake at 5 a.m?
I had to catch an airplane.
Wow, that's an early airplane.
Yes, and it's a big, busy airport in Chicago, so you have to get there really early.
That makes sense.
So I'm looking out the window, and I see the lake. And I look right next to the lake, and I see the highway. And in this highway, even at 5 a.m, there were hundreds, probably thousands of cars. And what occurred to me was, all of these people have somewhere to go. All of these people got up even earlier than I did. All of these people have an urgent destination that's just as important to them as my destination is to me. They have families, they have desires. They're not machines, they're not robots. It's not an accident. They're not just out there like the rocks on the shore. They're people just like me. And I realized these thousands of people and all people have as much or more going on in their life as I do.
Oof.
That was what blew my mind. Everyone is getting up. Everyone is getting going. Everybody will want certain things. Everybody's afraid of certain things. As much as I know I have inside me that nobody else can see, every single other person has that much or more.
Wow, that's cool.
Thank you for letting me take the things inside me out and show you. And thank you for showing me all the things inside you too.
Thank you.
Are you ready for today's poem?
Yes.
It's called The Bean Eaters by Gwendolyn Brooks. They eat beans mostly, this old yellow pair. Dinner is a casual affair. Plain chipware on a plain and creaking wood, tin flatware. Two who are mostly good, two who have lived their day, but keep on putting on their clothes and putting things away. And remembering with twinklings and twinges as they lean over the beans in their rented back room that is full of beads and receipts and dolls and cloths, tobacco crumbs, vases, and fringes.
I like that. They must have been really good at crafts. Have a lot of supplies.
Do you want to read it?
Sure. The Bean Eaters by Gwendolyn Brooks. They eat beans mostly, this old yellow pair. Dinner is a casual affair. Plain chipware on the table and creaking wood. Tin flatware. Two who are mostly good. Two who have lived their day, but keep putting on their clothes and putting things away. And remembering with twinklings and twinges as they lean over the beans in the rented back room that is full of beads and receipts and dolls and cloths, tobacco crumbs, vases, and fringes.
What do you picture when you read that poem or hear that poem?
I picture maybe an old couple. Maybe they own a craft store or jewelry store or something like that. And they must really love to eat beans. And they just live a simple life.
Yeah. I don't know if they own a store, and I don't know if they love beans, but I do think that they live simply. Beans are sort of a sign of their simplicity. They have creaking wood, plain plates, simple silverware. They have a simple life, but there's some beauty in it, isn't there?
Yeah, I think there is.
What did we have for dinner last night?
Beans.
How was it?
Delicious.
Sometimes the simplest things are the sweetest.
Yup. Or, in this case, the yummiest.
Last segment of the show. Do you have a vexing question for me?
Yes, I do have a vexing question. My vexing question is, who invented jigsaw puzzles? I mean, if you think about it, jigsaw puzzles are kind of weird. There's these little bits of wood or cardboard or whatever that somebody carved into bizarre shapes, and then you put them together to make a picture.
And yet it's fun somehow.
Yes, it is so satisfying.
All right, I'll look it up and I'll get back to you.
Sounds good.
I'm back. Jigsaw puzzles were invented by a London printer and map maker named John Spilsbury in 1766.
Try to say Spilsbury 5 times fast. It's hard.
He used them to teach geography because the first puzzles were maps mounted on hardwood and then cut up along national boundaries. Put the jigsaw back together again, and you would learn where each country went. In those days, the puzzles were called dissected maps, and they were originally used to teach royal children.
I wish my school would teach us jigsaw puzzles.
Later, they expanded to include all sorts of shapes and designs beside maps, and eventually started being called jigsaw puzzles, because that's a special kind of saw that's good at cutting wood into tightly carved little shapes. But, fun fact, they were never actually made with jigsaw saws. In the olden days, they were made with another kind of special curve-cutting saw called a fret saw, and these days, they're made with cookie cutter-like metal presses or high-tech laser cutters. So you can just as easily call them dissected puzzles, fret saw puzzles, metal press puzzles, or laser puzzles, if you like.
Awesome.
You Must Know Everything is produced by me, Jeremy Smith, and her, Rasa Smith, with awesome music by Thirdature. Please rate, review, and share the show with friends. Please join us next time for everything you need to know.